Hey everybody, welcome to the SkyLounge, and this is Piggyskin Picks, where I pick the winners and losers of the upcoming NFL week. And to cap off the 100th anniversary of the NFL, we have Super Bowl 54, the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And yes, boys and girls, as you can clearly tell, I am a Seattle Seahawks fan, but a couple things about the San Francisco 49ers. They have been absolutely sublime, especially on the defensive side, where I think by week 3 or 4, I realized, wow, this is a really, really special fucking defense. And shout out to Richard Sherman, making it to his 3rd Super Bowl, and yes, probably going to be rocking some form of Sherm jersey around the house, maybe. But really cool to see him and his journey through the injury, through the contract dispute and schism between the Seattle Seahawks and Sherm, to go into a team in the San Francisco 49ers and really changing the dynamic of that entire defense and that secondary. And for the 49ers, I still often question their offense. I do. In terms of Jimmy Garoppolo, not a huge believer in what he has shown so far. Yes, been bloody fantastic, but on the biggest stage, can he show up? Obviously, we've seen the run game from the 49ers just be an absolute dominating factor in the game. When we last saw the 49ers more or less butt smack the Packers in the conference championship, and they would probably look to continue that trend. You have Mostert with fucking 220 goddamn yards on the day against the Packers, and you're hoping if you can replicate some form of that, it's going to be a tough matchup for that Kansas City Chiefs defense, where there are times where we have questioned this defense as to if they can stop things or not. But curiously enough, in their conference championship in the AFC, they were able to stop Derrick Henry. The man who was so hot, he was breaking all sorts of NFL postseason records. Now, that is something that we have to talk about with the Kansas City Chiefs. A Chiefs defense that I think situationally, they can be absolutely elite. If you recall Super Bowl 52, where the Philadelphia Eagles took on the Patriots, and it just took one moment of stopping a fucking ball from a receiver's hand that really won the Eagles their Super Bowl. Now, that's to really oversimplify everything, but what I'm trying to say is the Chiefs' defense has gotten better game by game, and the entirety of a game, when you look at it, it's dominated by looking at stats and shit. But beyond the stats, I think this Chiefs defense can rise to the occasion. And of course, what's the Chiefs without talking about Patrick Mahomes? Jesus fucking Christ. Patrick Mahomes has been in this league for 2 years now, 2 seasons. And already he is entering his first ever Super Bowl. His franchise's first ever Super Bowl in 50 fucking years. Okay? Half a century. And he is leading them with this swagger and confidence that generally all bookies right now, as of this recording, has Kansas City at -1.5 favorites. That's something to really think about. The over-under is at 54.5. Money line, based on where you're at, Kansas City is at -120. San Francisco is at +110. Now, written all the numbers on there for you guys if you want to take a look at it. I'm not a huge fucking gambling circle here, because I'll tell you one thing. With gambling the Super Bowl, if I feel I cannot emotionally separate myself from the betting and the teams, I don't put any money on it. And so this is a game, much like last year's Super Bowl, I didn't put any money on. And some way, somehow, I got a really weird feeling that the point spread is not going to be covered by the Chiefs. But some way, somehow, I got a really weird feeling. I got a really weird feeling about the Chiefs winning this game. Now, I know a lot of you are going to fast forward to the results, and you might miss this explanation. Call it a bias, call it a hatred, whatever you can. But I genuinely think, if you ask me, hey, Patrick Mahomes versus Jimmy Garoppolo and the offensive brigade, I would say, ooh, Patrick Mahomes. Probably by a good chunk. And then you look at the defense, that's where I say, that's curious. Because obviously 49ers can be unbelievable. But against a running quarterback, I mean, I've seen them against the 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And a part of me thinketh, Patrick Mahomes, touted as the next Russell Wilson or the better MVP Dan Marino, Russell Wilson, whatever fucking concoction you want to make to get this guy to that level. But I got a feeling that Patrick Mahomes will be able to, with that defense, get the Chiefs over the edge. Where, yes, special teams for the 49ers, I think, will have an immense say in the result of this game. But for me, I'm picking the Chiefs to win this game. And boys and girls, let's go ahead and have this written down officially for the record. I'm taking the fucking Chiefs to win 27-28. Thus, getting the over, but not covering the spread on the Chiefs. So, best of luck to both teams. I say that sincerely, but as a fan of the Seattle Seahawks, unfairly or fairly, I'm going to cheer for the goddamn Chiefs and hope the Chiefs can win their first ever Super Bowl since 1970. So, best of luck to both teams. And hopefully we get an entertaining fucking game. And you bet your sweet ass I'm going to mute the halftime show and just dick around and smoke weed. Because that's much better than listening to fucking J-Lo and Shakira. Sorry, guys. I don't know what else to say about that. But there you have it, boys and girls. Super Bowl 54 should be great. So follow me at the Sky Lounge on all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily content. And I know all you fuckers are going to complain and bitch and moan. So yeah, have at it. Go for it. Have a wonderful fucking time. Fuck off.